guys, welcome back to another Cooking with Andre. Today we're at the river at the beautiful Cordola camping and recreation grounds. It is stunning. It's absolutely beautiful. I'll link a couple of shots in the video for you just to show you what I'm seeing right now, but it is very, very nice. And to celebrate this beautiful view and being by the river and being by the water, I've decided I'm going to make you a paella. Now, a paella is something that's always been in my family. For some reason, it's always been a go-to on a Sunday. So it's a really special dish for me, and I am hoping that I can do it justice here in this beautiful spot. But yeah, we're going to give it a go. We're going to give it a red hot crack. It doesn't take much. It's actually a really easy dish to make, especially on a campfire, because once the heat's died down a little bit, like, you cook as the heat decreases. So it's actually really easy. But yeah, we're gonna do paella. So in order to do the paella, we need a couple of things. We need some seafood, some rice. I like to add a little bit of chorizo. There's garlic, there's some saffron, there's some stock. So all of those things come together in a sort of a beautiful ricey, seafoody kind of spicy vibe. So yeah, I'm really excited for that. That's going to be my dinner tonight, and I'm going to share it with you. And so let's get going. So in order to make the paella, we need a couple of things. So I'm going to lay it all out, and we'll talk about it, and I'll show you what we got. Thank you. Guys, I'm gonna sort these prawns out real quick. Just gonna stick it right through. There we go. Just gonna sort of roughly butterfly them. Just try to take out as much of this inside as I can. Now, you don't have to do this. I just prefer to do it. I think it makes the prawn a little cleaner. Not that they're dirty or anything, but yeah, I don't know. I just don't like eating the sandy bit. So just gonna go straight through. This also helps them cook a little more evenly. Take all of this gunk out. So these are Aussie tiger prawns. Alright guys, so everything you need to make an epic paella is right here in front of you. We've got some stock, we've got some beautiful saffron, some fresh prawns, some chorizo, finely diced onion, tomato, limes, some beans. I've got freshly diced garlic, and a little bit of marinara mix. So that's it. Oh, obviously, and some rice, but the rice is over there. We'll get to that in a minute. But what needs to happen now is I'm going to get some stock, and I'm just going to put it in my cup. So we're doing about half a cup of rice, so that it equals roughly a cup of stock, roughly about a cup. So I'm just gonna get that in here. There's about a cup of stock. This is fish stock, all natural, and I'm gonna take all of the saffron and dump it into the stock. There we go. So now give that a little twist about. Now this is the key to a good paella, is the stock and the saffron. That is absolutely the key. Without those two ingredients, you can make a paella, but it's not going to be a great paella. So I don't know if you can see that, but there's some saffron and stock in there. Perfect. Cool. So guys, I'm going to let that sit for a minute or two. In the meantime, I'm going to get the pan onto the fire, and we'll make some paella. Yes. The sun is sort of just on the horizon now. I've got the river behind me, a beautiful camp. Fire is good to go. We're going to make some paella. I've had the saffron and stock mixing for about 10 minutes. Pan's been on. So I'm going to get some olive oil in there, and we're going to get going. Go in with some olive oil, fair amount. That's what I want. Yes, that's cool. Okay, next up we're going to do the garlic. Now I seem to have made a mistake here. I can't move this board now. You'll have to bear with me. There we go. The garlic is in. So what you want to do with the paella is, they call it flavoring the pan. So you want to get all of your most flavorsome ingredients in here. So you're going to sort of layer the bottom of the pan, but then all the flavors should combine. So I'm just going to wait for the garlic to start doing its little sizzly bit, and then I'll go in with the onion. We'll give it a sec. Oh guys, I'm so excited. How good is this? Oh, paella by the river. Yes, fantastic. Stock looks good. Right, so obviously this is a paella for one. So if you want to make a bigger one for more people, just sort of loosely increase the recipe. There's no like hard or fast way of doing this. This is the way I like to do it. And yeah, if you want to make it bigger, make it bigger. It's easy. Okay, garlic's getting there. Woohoo! So what I like to do is I'm going to wait. I like to wait until the coals have ashed over, because then they'll be at their most intense. So then I put my oil in, my garlic, my onions and stuff. So that's going to get the most heat. But then the fire naturally dies down. The temperature naturally goes down. So, you know, that's perfect for then longer cooking the rest of the ingredients. So yeah, just a little tip for you. Wait till your coals have ashed over and then start. Sweet. I'm going to go in with my chorizo and onion. That's the chorizo in. Make a little space here. Try to get some of these onions in without losing all of them. There we go. So I want that to cook pretty well now. So that's going to cook, and then as soon as all of those flavors combine, then we are ready for the wet ingredients. Cool, let's let that fry. Next up, I'm going to go in with all of my spices that I need to put in. So we're going to lead off with some turmeric, not too much, but enough to give it some color and some flavor. Next up, we're going to go in with some paprika. Now the paprika is for color, but also for a little bit of spice and a little bit of smokiness. We're going to do just a touch of salt. And I like a fair bit of pepper in mine, so there we go. There we go. That is already smelling fantastic. Oh my goodness. I'm just going to give it a little stir about. If you can see the color in here, it is yellow and orange. And I'm starting to get little bits of black bits at the bottom of the pan. That is exactly what I want. It means we're developing all that rich, beautiful flavor on the inside. There we go. So that is good to go. So next in is my marinara mix. So I'm just going to move all the onion and chorizo off to a side so I can just get that side of the pan nice and hot. I'll drain some of the liquid. There we go. I'm going to go in with my marinara mix. Oh, yes. So I'm going to let that fry off. But anyway, I've got everything in the paella now. I am going to be adding the stock in a second, and then the rice, and then that's it. That's all we have to do. Whoa. This wind is a bit crazy. So let's go in with our stock and saffron mix. Perfect. Yes. I'm just going to give this a little bit of a stir about. You want to combine everything together. Fantastic. All right, I'm going to add the rice, and then that's got to cook for a bit. Maybe 2/3 of a cup of rice. Whoops. That should be great. And now we're going to stir it one more time. This is also the last time we're going to stir it. You want to make sure all the rice is submerged, everything is mixed together well. And then that's just got to come up to the boil, and then it's paella time. I'm incredibly excited for this one, I must tell you. There we go, and we're good to go. So our paella is cooking beautifully. Oh my goodness. We are nearly there, guys. Nearly there. Oh, it smells so good. I wish you could smell it. It's phenomenal. For now, I'm going to wait for my delicious paella and settle in for the night. Cheers, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. It's Andre from the Midweek Escape Artist, wishing you happy camps and happy trails, and we'll see you again. Cheers, guys. Alright guys, I think I'm going to bring the paella off, and I'll show you what that looks like. As I can't even tell you how excited I am for this. Beautiful fresh seafood and chorizo paella, cooked on the fire. Now, a lot of people say you can cook this on a stove, and yes, you can. But it's just not the same. The fire does something to the flavors. I don't know what it is. It's very hard to articulate. It's probably the same sort of argument for wood fire pizza. Like, yes, you can have the most amazing gas oven in the world and cook, stunning, amazing Neapolitan pizza. But you take that same chef and you give him a wood fire oven, and that pizza is just next level. And I don't know what the explanation is for it. I really don't. But this is going to be amazing, and I think it's time to taste. Yes. Get my fork. So, guys, in closing, the key to this paella is to make sure that you develop your flavors slowly in your pan. So you're adding things in a specific sequence, and you're basically frying them all together at the end, just before you add your liquids. If you do that, and if you do it right, you get the most beautiful fluffy rice that's full of flavor and cooked seafood. Can't get better than that. So let's taste. Oh, yes. Now, there is a thing with paella about the bottom of the pan. There is a firm belief that you need to burn the bottom of the pan just a little bit, not a hell of a lot, just a bit to make the bottom crunchy. I like it like that also. So my bottom here is crispy. It's beautiful. It gives it a little bit more of a smoky, almost burnt flavor, but it goes so well with the rest of the ingredients, especially if your chorizo is on the spicy side. Here we go. Wind. I have to eat this before it's covered in dust. So let's go. It's so nice. Wow. The other thing I forgot to mention about paella is it's one pan. It's literally one pan. It is the easiest camp meal to make ever, and it's delicious and everyone loves it. So yes, I highly recommend a good paella. Now you know how to do it, so when you go camping next time, whether you've got a fire or not, I recommend do a paella. You don't need a paella pan. It does make things easier, but just take the biggest pan you've got and just adjust accordingly. But yeah, I highly rate this. I think it's fantastic.